Hey Sarah, have you learnt about the civil disobedience movement?
Yes, Arun, the civil disobedience movement was one of the mass movements against British rule in India.
And yet there were a few limitations to the movement.
You see, not all social groups were moved by the abstract concept of Swaraj. One of the two major groups whose participation were limited was the nation's Dalits.
But why? Gandhiji himself declared that Swaraj would not come for 100 years if untouchability was not eliminated. He called them Harijan, or the children of God. He organized satyagraha to secure their entry into temples, and access to public wells, tanks, roads and schools. He himself cleaned toilets to dignify the work of sweepers.
Yes, you are right. Gandhi believed that untouchability was a sin and persuaded upper castes to change their heart. However, many Dalit leaders saw political empowerment as a solution to the problems of their social disabilities. So, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar organized the Dalits into the Depressed Classes Association in 1930.
But Gandhi was in favor of the empowerment of Dalits, right?
Yes, however, he was dissatisfied with the form in which the British government had offered it. The Communal Award of 1932 granted separate electorates for the forward caste, scheduled castes, Muslims, Buddhists, Sikhs, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians, Europeans, and depressed class. While Dr. Ambedkar was in favor of the award, Gandhiji believed that separate electorates for Dalits would slow down the process of their integration into society. Gandhiji began a fast unto death in Yerwada jail against the Communal Award. Eventually, Ambedkar accepted Gandhiji's position and the result was the Pune Pact of September 1932. Arun, what do you know about the Pune Pact?
The Pune Pact gave the depressed classes reserved seats in provincial and central legislative councils, but they were to be voted in by the general electorate. It is quite similar to the reservation policy we have in our government today.
Yes, that's correct. Still, the Dalit movement continued to be apprehensive of the Congress-led national movement and their participation in the Maharashtra and Nagpur region was limited.
The participation of some Muslim political organizations in the civil disobedience movement was limited too.
It is true. After the decline of the non-cooperation Khilafat movement, a large section of Muslims felt alienated from the Congress. The Congress came to be more visibly associated with openly Hindu nationalist groups like the Hindu Mahasabha from the mid-1920s. Each community organized religious processions, provoking Hindu-Muslim communal clashes and riots in various cities. Every riot deepened the distance between the two communities.
However, the Congress and the Muslim League believed that renegotiating an alliance was possible, that is, until 1927. The important differences were over the question of representation in the future assemblies that were to be elected. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was willing to give up the demand for separate electorates if Muslims were assured reserved seats in the Central Assembly and representation in proportion to the population in the Muslim-dominated provinces like Bengal and Punjab. Alas, all hope of resolving the issue at the All-Parties Conference in 1928 disappeared when M.R. Jayakar of the Hindu Mahasabha strongly opposed efforts at compromise.
Does this mean that when the civil disobedience movement started there was suspicion and distrust between the two communities?
Yes, Sarah, you are right. Large sections of Muslims could not respond to the call for a united struggle as they felt alienated from the Congress. Many Muslim leaders and intellectuals expressed their concern about the status of Muslims as a minority within India. They feared that the culture and identity of minorities would be submerged under the domination of a Hindu majority. The Muslim League reiterated their demand for separate electorates and felt that a Muslim India within India will help in protecting their rights.
Sir Muhammad Iqbal's speech in 1930, given in Source T of our textbook, is a true eye-opener. It states the genuine opinion and concerns of the minority communities in India.
So, in conclusion, we can say that India had lacked unity during the civil disobedience movement due to differences of opinion.
Yes. That is it for today, friends.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe and happy learning.